Do an acrobatics check.
Now, if that was one of my players in my old Saturday night game, and this is a pit, he would have stopped right there. Were you watching that game, Bell?
Yes.
Where he was just roaming around the entire dungeon, but when it came to the loot room and the big acid pit in the middle,
Yeah.
for some mysterious reason, he just stopped moving. So that was
Maybe
the last
fact he was
time.
watching the stream.
Exactly. I don't mind if the players watch the stream, but that was the last time that I ever streamed the game in GM mode. It's all in player mode now, which I think is a much better thing to do anyway. So
Yeah, because it also means that the actual viewers are surprised by the same things that we are as well.
I totally agree.
Yeah. I, as I said, turned to the party without falling into the pit. Because I am aware of the fact it's there, so I'm extremely careful not to step too close to the edge of it. And say, I think we should just continue on. This is outside of my comfort zone. Elephane, are you sensing any direction? If you look at the map, does it give you any indication of which route we should be taking?
I'll peek around the corner. It looks like a dead end here.
Yeah, it looks like there's 8 sort of like circular or maybe octagonal rooms, according to the map. But the map is old and sort of faded. But yeah, it doesn't go into details of dimensions or anything like that. It just basically is a hand sketched map of the actual dungeon itself.
Okay, well, when Elephane steps forward, I'll follow her to make room for Alexandra and Vay to also step over to this side.
Okay.
Elephane.
Still searching as I go.
Did the lantern smash when we hit the when I dropped it into the pit? Probably did.
It sure did.
Okay. I don't have a light source anymore.
Okay, I'm gonna take that off of you, and thanks for reminding me. You have absolutely no light source now. You're in half darkness, sir.
Stay close, Alexander.
Mommy's gotcha.
As Elephant takes another step forward, I step to the side to allow Vay to walk alongside me just behind Elephant so I can hand Alexandra a torch.
Fine.
This alcove has several candelabras on top of a bookshelf that have not been lit in many years. The bookshelf is full of tombs, scroll cases, and other small paper-like items. And that is what's in this room.
Do I need to do a perception check?
Do it.
I'm not saying you need to do anything. If you want to do a perception check, you sure can.
Check for more spike holes.
Because as I said, I'm doing this everywhere I walk. So
are you doing
when I need to do it?
I guess you're doing seeing, hearing,
yeah,
whatever you have, right? What
I
do you
licks
have?
the ground for tasting.
Okay.
I have seeing and hearing.
Do you have smelling as well?
No, no smelling.
Okay.
He's been spending too much time with Alexander. He daren't take spelling. He daren't take spelling.
13. Evidently, these skills were useless to have because you don't roll high enough to get anything on them.
Man, you're rolling pretty shitty tonight, man. You actually notice that as you're searching, you notice that all of the books are kind of locked in place on this shelf. You try to pull a book out, and it won't come out. It looks like it's just like a solid block of cement, just like books carved into it, sort of going into like IKEA or something like that, and seeing that fake block of books sitting on a shelf for sale, or like the fake computer screen.
It to see if
Where
there's
the IKEA
maybe like
legend.
a doorway behind it or something. Now we'll roll it again. Okay, fuck this. Somebody else do this.
Well, more than one person can roll. You guys do know this, right? It doesn't have to just to be one person
I'm
doing a
waiting to get
perception
into the
search
room.
check.
I would like to do one as well.
You can move in there, Alexander.
I just didn't want to. When I would think of being polite, in my mind, moving her here, I would have pushed through the two mages.
I'm sorry, David. I don't know if you saw that. I typed that I gave Alexander a torch and lit it with my flame.
Okay, sounds good.
I find shit all but a candle. Ooh, candle.
You notice
As I
that
enter the
there
room-
is a stone floor, Alexander. You're like, oh, stone floor, stone roof, stone walls. Ooh, bookshelf.
You said there was two like old candles on top of the bookshelf. Right?
Candelabras that
Or
have
something
not
like
been
that.
lit for many years. Yes, I did say that.
Are there is there like wax and candle wick and everything?
Yeah, there's candles in the candelabras. They just haven't been lit for many years.
Bill, lit the candelabra so we have some type of static light source.
If I look at the books, do I recognize any of the titles of the books, or does anything about the books or the titles of them jump out at me at all?
It is just a bunch of gibberish. It looks like somebody just etched symbols and crap into the books. You have no clue what this stuff means.
Okay.
It's not in Dalish. It's not in It's not in trade. It's not in Canary. You've just never seen it. None of you.
It's in
actually.
dwarf.
Not in dwarf. You can actually make out what dwarf looks like, sort of like somebody looking at, German, and say, "Oh wow, that looks like the German language or the Russian language," but you just
So it's
don't
Chinese?
understand it.
It's not in ancient Savine, is it? The language of magic.
No, it's just looks
Okay.
like gibberish.
Okay, I'm say because I can actually read that, and I believe they probably can as well.
Indeed. I also
Um,
see something to the north.
I do as well. Miss
Any-
Elephant?
Anyone doing anything else in here, or
Well, I was gonna
I'm
see if
good.
the other two are doing perception checks or not. I guess they're not.
I will want to at least light one of the candelabras with the torch.
okay?
I'm good. What kind of what kind of perception is it? Just a generic
What?
perception?
I want you to do a perception check, and if you have seeing, smelling, hearing, anything like that, you need to let me know.
I don't.
Alright, I'm gonna stand in front of this thing and also do a check.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
You
Why
guys
don't you just
have
as
the
much as I do?
worst fucking rolls ever. No, nobody sees anything in this room. Unbelievable.
You know what? Can I just use my flame to light all the candles in the on the
I like
candelabras, please?
Sure, I can light the candelabras for you. I'll make him have a 5-foot.
Suddenly the room
Radius?
is brighter.
Do I notice any strange or unusual flickering in the flame, as if maybe there's a source of air rushing from behind the bookcase at all, maybe, or anything like that?
No, you do notice that it takes almost a minute or so to get the candelabra lit. It just had such a buildup of dust and other natural dust and dirt on it. It just didn't want to light, but you eventually got it lit.
I turn to Alexander and say, as requested. There you go.
Thank you.
Are we going to take these with us, or are we going to leave them there just to illuminate the area?
We should leave them here in case we have to rush back this way. And it's better to have some type of light source than not.
Do I sense that the candelabras are affixed to the top of the actual bookcase as the books are? Or...
No, you're able to pick them up. No, they're definitely not attached. It's not like a hotel room. You're not in a hotel room. The candelabras are not attached to the bolted down to the
it's just like
desk.
The reason I asked is because obviously the books look like they're the facade fronts
Yeah,
of books. Like,
yeah.
I was just curious. If I investigate the books closer, do I see any potential hinging? Do I see anything unusual about them other than the fact that they just look like they're, other than the fact they're attached?
You can give me
Do
a
I?
you can give me a perception check on that, seeing that you're being detailed on that. Yeah, sure. I'll let you give me a check on that.
Wow, are you kidding me?
God,
He finds an ant.
your guys' rolls are just utter garbage tonight. Now you just look at it and say, ooh, as drool's running down your mouth, and you say, Bilbo, ferment books.
I
Stone
tend
card
to,
books.
I tend to Elephane and ask.
Sorry.
I don't even see these books. I mean, can you have a look to see if you can maybe see if there's any like false hinging, any kind of like potential locks or anything, like just anything out of the ordinary that's not meant to be there, please?
Alexander, pull this bookcase
God,
down.
this is unbelievable.
That's
Alexander,
all I've gotten so
please
far.
don't.
So.
No, you don't see anything, Elephant.
Honestly,
Yeah,
you want me
I'm
to
trying.
pick this thing up? It looks heavy. I'm just gonna go in the other room.
Okay.
If I
follow
take
Elephant.
my flame and kind of run it down the side and across the top and down the other side of the actual
I
bookcase,
take
does
my
the flame
glove
flicker
off
at all?
and slap Belle, telling her, if the bookshelf is made of stone, we shall go.
Well, their loss.
That's a joke.
No,
Let's
you,
go.
you don't see anything because you've already done a perception check. So
Okay,
no,
cool.
you don't notice anything. Okay, you go up the small chamber to the north, and this chamber contains clay jugs and pottery that are scattered across this damp, slimy floor. There is a sarcophagus on the wall that is inscribed Dumat. Several rats and other small vermin scurry as the magical light fills the room.
Can I use a cunning history law check to see if I recognize the name Dumat?
Absolutely. Holy crap. I might even give you an XP bonus for that. Because that was, I'm going to give you an XP bonus for that because that is what I was hoping somebody would do.
Wow, are you joking me?
You're like, Dumat.
Yeah, I don't doubt that.
That
Can I-
sounds familiar.
Yeah, I
Can
don't
I
even
can't
recognize the name of the
recall.
first archdemon. Wow.
You can't.
I'm
Well,
gonna
you
look as well.
out of game. Well, everybody can give a history check. You don't if you don't have the history check. If you don't have the history bonus day, you can still do a cunning check. And
okay.
it will. You just whenever you have like history or initiative or bows, for that that ability score, then that's when you add an additional 2. But if you don't have history, then you'll just do a flat 3d6 plus your cunning score.
Oh, I see.
But if you had history, then you would do 3d6 plus your cunning plus an additional 2 because you have the history bonus.
Oh, okay, I was wondering how much it was. So it's +2.
Yeah, pretty
+2, yes.
pretty
'Cause
cool
I have,
little system.
historical law as as one of my cunning focuses.
Yeah, you've been taking your ability focuses on your levels, right, Vay?
I have, yes.
Yeah, I noticed you. Let's see, you got healing, creation magic, and empathy. So yeah, on all that type of roll, you'll get an additional +2, plus that stat bonus as well.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yep, that's how that
yeah,
works.
I thought it was a bonus. I just wasn't. I thought it was maybe just +1, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah, it's +2, but as stated in the second book, you can literally up something past 2, but it costs you 2 level ups to do it. So if you wanted to take one from if you have initiative, your base initiative ability bonus is +2. If you want to take it to 3, then it takes 2 of your levels, whether it being a primary level or a secondary level. So yeah, it's pretty cool how you can do that. There, it's just diminishing returns on having to spend more points, but it's definitely doable. It's like your stats. You can do the same thing with stats as well, past 5.
Oh, and David, I do recognise that was out of game information. I was saying it was just frustration at like my terrible rolling. Like, how can I not even recognise the first achievement?
Man,
wow.
I can't believe you guys all rolled and failed all those perception checks. That is just unbelievable.
It's tragic for me.
We've never seen that happen before. Seriously, I mean, we I don't think
broken.
we've never had that happen in one of our games yet. So
I'm calling roll 20 hacks. They're watching and they want us to fail.
right.
Elephant did 14.
I'm gonna attempt to read
that
it
was
out. Well.
still not enough.
I'd say it says Durant.
Not for what I had in store. But then again, Elephane had already done a perception check for this area, so you know what I mean. Another one just.
Oh yeah.
But even though
for this room, but I did it for the
even if for this room down here, correct. Now the new room is that's totally new.
It ain't getting any better.
Yeah, so in this room you see lots of clay, jugs, containers, a couple sacks, an altar. There's also a book on the altar, and the sarcophagus with the name Dumat on the base of the sarcophagus.
I want to
does
read the
ring
book.
a bell, but
You just can't. Yeah, you're like it's on the tip of your tongue, but you're just like
yeah.
rats. I can't remember.
Once I get close enough into this room, can I also do a perception check to just perception check generally the room to begin with, please?
Okay. Yes. Now hold on, Elephane. You have done a 13, and that is for. Like I was saying, perception, and that's all perceptions in general. So seeing, smelling, and I see you've already got the +2 added on there. But yeah, the only thing that you see is just that book that's sitting right on the altar. And
Canary would like to read the book.
Okay, you pick the book up, and when you close it, you can actually read in common trade. The book is called The Battle of Starkhaven.
This says Battle of Starkhaven. Can I open it and attempt to read it? Do I need to roll any checks for that?
Yeah, it just goes into telling you how. This is about basically the second blight, and basically it's about Emperor Draken of Orlais. Broke the siege and ultimately led to the Order's official embrace of the Andrastian chantry, and then it also goes on to talking about how the second blight lasted 90 years, and Zazical was slain at Starkhaven in 195 Divine. And then it also goes into talking about how the Grey Wardens were instrumental in driving back and defeating not only the Archdemon, but the entire blights as well.
Are there any engravings on this, tomb thing here?
No, the only engraving is actually at the base, and it says Dumat.
Okay, that's it. Gotcha.
I know generally you can't, but with the added information from the book, would you allow me to see if I can use that to jog my memory or assist me in a historical lore check on Dumat, Archdemon, Blights, that kind of
you're
thing?
like, oh crap! Won't allow rerolls, the light bulb goes over your head. Oh, it was the Archdemon of the first Blight. So yes, as Alexander's kind of reading this aloud to everyone, it comes to you right then. Dumat, that's it. He was the Archdemon of the first Blight.
When I finish reading the book, can I put it in my backpack to take it home to read later?
Sure.
May I, before he does that, may I just take the book off him really quickly? Alexander, may I just look at that for a second?
Here.
As you smack the shit out of him.
If I thoroughly investigate and just pay close attention and carefully look at the actual book, the cover, inside cover, just flip through the pages, the actual spine of it, do I notice any markings, anything out of the ordinary, or does it literally just look like a generic, regular Commonwealth Garden book?
It
Maybe
is.
of nice quality, maybe.
Yeah, it's definitely a nicely crafted leather-bound book, and it's just a battle of the Starkhaven. It's probably no more than 100 pages. It's not a huge, it's not a real big book.
Elephant wants to open this.
And did we notice in the bookcase in the previous area if there was any gaps or holes, or was it full of these fake books?
Well, that's not a fake book. The Battle at Starkhaven, that's not a fake
No,
book.
I'm saying, was it full of these facades of books, like the actual bookcase back there, or was there any gaps where you could maybe potentially like put something in to?
I see what you're saying. No, it was actually there was like 3 rows of books from top to bottom, and it was actually all full. There were no, nothing.
So I think I'm overthinking
No spots.
this. Sorry.
No, it's actually good questions, but no, there was no empty spaces where you could put the book in and open up the secret door behind the shelf or anything or anything like that of what you're thinking of. I think that's where you're going with it. Yeah.
That kind of was where I was going with that, but I'm overthinking things. Sorry.
No, you're not, because that's why I'm giving you an XP bonus, is because of the role, the historical role. So that's definitely good.
Would I know if this book itself had any? And I'll happily do like a cultural law check. Is it like any cultural importance, or maybe even historical importance, that it may actually be valuable and therefore worth giving to the Circle Tower or to the Grey Wardens or to the Chantry for their like safekeeping? Is it like of historical or cultural significance, this particular book?
Actually, that would be a good thing. You can give me a cultural lore check.
I'm trying to take Alexander's reading material.
Ooh.
Just trying to get smarter.
The only thing that you can actually tell, great rolls by the way tonight, guys. You guys are doing a great job. Let's just hope this continues into combat if there is any. All that you can, all that you can tell is that the book is written from Alamari descent. That's the only thing that you can. It doesn't go into, Chasend or Avarian or anything like. No particular type of Alamari. It's just you can just tell it's Alamari descent.
Okay, I informed the party of this, and David, I'm so sorry. You probably have like really tons of awesome lore that you've got for this, but our rolls are just destroying your ability to be able to tell us any of it.
No, that's cool. No, actually, you guys are all the lore and stuff. Those checks aren't really high, especially on stuff about the blights, because I would think that, especially for a circle mage, that's taught as part of your training of becoming a circle mage.
Yeah.
But you just had a brain fart there. I think it was just the smell of the slime on the walls and the floor and the ceiling that was kind of getting to you. So.
Yeah. I think Elephane is reading over my shoulder and looking over my shoulder whilst I'm looking at the book. Is that correct?
I got cultural lore as well.
Yeah, it's the same. You can actually tell that it more looks like an Avarian type of written book, just because of the dialect that it uses. But other than that, you really the book really doesn't have any other significance, not from what you're able to tell.
I hand the book to Elephane and turn to Alexander and say it's simply for safekeeping, just in case you happen to fall down any more spike pits. We don't want to ruin it.
Bump bump.
Just for safekeeping.
I roll my eyes and go, wait until we get back to the pit.
What, so she can manhandle you again?
No, I want to roll a perception check to see if there's like anything wrong about the tomb, like traps or anything out of place.
Okay, sure.
Yeah,
you can give me a roll.
And just in case you're curious, Grow, that is
I find
actually
shit
legit why I'm giving it to Elephane. It's not to...
Unbelievable.
Yeah. If you need to do any kind of checks.
You look through the bags, Crow, and it just looks like mush. the humidity of this place has ruined the grain. It looks like all of these pots and clay jars and everything is paying some kind of tribute. I mean, that's actually, it's pretty obvious. I'm not even going to make you roll for that. So, but in all the jars, there's spices, and especially in the sealed jugs, the sealed containers, it actually, the spices have, they've weathered the test of time, and you actually have good spices in some of the jugs.
I turn and I go, Elephant, check the tomb for traps. Let's open this.
And this is, I mean, those are very rich spices. I mean, an aroma fills the room to where you're like, wow, this is almost kind of getting you hungry a little bit.
Do I find the spices to be reminiscent of ones I recognise? Like, I'm not necessarily asking you for names of them, just like, do I recognise them? Are they quite recognisable spices?
Oh, of course. The Mage Tower uses them all the time. Actually, everybody can have there's a little reminiscent time of home cooking and eating in places to eat, like a restaurant or other types
kind
of
of
establishments
sadly
like
for
that.
a moment, because it reminds me of my childhood and before I was taken from my family at a very young age, and then just thrown into a communal. It kind of reminds me of that.
That was the smell that you just from the spices. That was the last smell that you remember as you're in your home, as the Templars bust through the door to take you. I'm just kidding. That's pretty harsh, but
No, they actually.
wow.
Yeah, that's kind of ish. So, well, I won't go into that, but no, it's similar.
Deja vu.
Wow.
I turn and I ask Elephant to check the crypt for the tomb for traps and to see if maybe we can lift it.
Okay.
Like, open the sarcophagus and see what's inside. Whoa.
Whoa.
I rolled a number higher.
Then 4.
Yeah, you detect no traps on this elephant.
Are we both going to do a strength test or just the one to open it?
I kind of like pause for a moment and say, do we really think that
Click,
we should,
click,
it's
boom.
right to actually open this sarcophagi? Sarcophagi will be a plural. Sorry.
I see Vay just walking out of the room.
Vay
Fuck
just
this.
backed up.
There's zombies in here. I go, whatever, let's go.
I do what I do best.
Run?
Stay at the back.
Says the one that ran.
No, I'm here for everyone.
No, I
But I'd
wasn't
stay
meaning
back.
you.
I'm opening it up.
Cool. I take a step back.
You open it
Are
up,
you-
and it is just, it's an empty sarcophagus.
Oh. This thing is empty.
There is actually nothing in the sarcophagus. Not even a tribute. Nothing. Not even a little needle. Nothing is in the sarcophagus.
Must have lost his body in battle. I kind of turn
I turn
and
to
I go, it's
Alexander
empty.
and say, if you had ever actually seen a dragon or the archdemon, you would realise why you would not expect to find its remains in such a small sarcophagus.
I turn and rebuttal. Have you ever seen a dragon?
Yes, I have.
Okay. That is fine. Have you ever seen an archdemon? Probably not.
No, I haven't.
Okay,
Nobody
I kind of
has. Not in
put
this
the
age.
tomb. I put the tomb back, and I just walk down the
I was
hallway
actually
again.
going to check to make sure that it was was complete and there was no false bottom or anything in it.
Another XP
Okay, I
bonus.
reopen it, and I let him do whatever.
You let her.
Her.
I approach, and would you like me to do a perception check to see if I can? I'm going to use my flame and kind of like run the flame.
She
all
has a
around the
very
inside of the
raspy
tomb to
voice
see if there's any,
tonight.
to see if there's any weird flickerings from air coming through, any potential gaps, and I'm going to check to see if I can see any holes
Sure.
or
Yeah.
seams or hinges or anything at the bottom of the actual.
Absolutely. You can stick that torch down in there. You take the lid comes back off, and there you go. You're able to climb up onto it, and you
Would that be a perception check?
I would say perception, probably seeing.
I have no perception focuses, so it will
Okay,
just be a pure
be,
perception.
yeah, that's fine.
Stick it in and see what happens.